Welcome back to my channel Kishore Sir Ki Pathshala. We are doing chapter number 6 tissues, 9 Cbse science. Today we are going to see animal tissues. So last time we have seen what are the plant tissues. Let's see how animal tissues are different than those. We see body movements are there in a body. We move things from one place to another, right? So how these things move from one place to another? What are the things responsible for that? There are specialized cells called as muscle cells, okay, which are responsible for this body movements. How the movement is been done? It is done by contraction and relaxation of these cells, which results in the movements. Okay, so there are muscle cells which makes the contraction and relaxation. Now, when we see in an animal tissue, let's take example of lungs. Okay, what happens during breathing? Okay, what happens during breathing? We see during breathing we inhale oxygen, right, and we give out carbon dioxide. Okay, let's stick to inhaling oxygen. We inhale oxygen, right? Okay, then the oxygen is absorbed in the lungs. It goes into the lungs where it is absorbed. Then it is transported to all the body cells through blood, right? Once the oxygen has been absorbed in the lungs, what happens? The blood, it takes the oxygen from the lungs. The blood flows and carries various substances from one part of the body to other. So it acts as a transportation medium. Blood acts as a transportation medium where it takes along with oxygen all other nutrients also it takes to the different cells of the different body parts, right? So blood carries oxygen and food to all cells. It also collects waste material from all parts of the body and carries them to liver and kidney back for disposal. So not only it carries the nutrients and oxygen to the blood, once it goes to a cell, right? Once it goes to a cell, what it will do? It will go and it will give the nutrients oxygen and it will take the waste material and it will bring back these two liver and kidney, okay, for filtration. So on the basis of the functions tissues perform, we can think of different type of animal tissues, right? So we see that different tissues perform different functions. So depending on their functions, they are classified into different tissues. Okay, what are these? Such as epithelial tissues, right? Connective tissues and the muscular tissues. Okay, and the nervous tissues are also there. Okay, blood is a type of connective tissue and muscle forms a muscular tissue. So blood is nothing but it is a type of a connective tissue. So we are going to see this one by one. Okay, let us see the epithelial tissue first. What are epithelial tissues? Epithelial tissues are nothing but the covering of the protective tissues in the animal body are the epithelial tissues. Okay, it is a protective layer. Okay, what you will see that all the things are covered under the epithelial tissue, right? It gives the protection. Primarily, it gives the protection, right? So epithelium covers most organs and cavities within the body. Okay, so within the body, all the organs you will see that there will be a covering. It also forms a barrier to keep different body systems separate, right? So there are so many body organs are there inside a body, right? So to keep them separate, this epithelium is responsible. The skin, the lining of the mouth, the lining of blood vessels, lungs, alveoli, and kidney tubules are all made up of epithelial tissues. Right? Skin, you see the outer layer. Okay, the lining of the mouth, lining of the blood vessels. Blood vessels will be there. The lining of the blood vessels. Okay, even the kidney tubules and the lung alveoli. Okay, lung alveoli are there. So these are all nothing but these are all made up of epithelial tissues. Now let's see the structure of epithelial tissues. Okay, nicely, beautifully arranged cells are there with a prominent nucleus is there. Cell tissues of this epithelium are tightly packed and form continuous sheet. A continuous sheet is being formed, just like if you see a corn, right? How this corn beads are arranged. So like this cells are arranged. They have only a small amount of cementing material between them and almost no intracellular spaces. Right. So intracellular spaces are lagging. The permeability of the cell of various epithelia plays an important role. Permeability, right? The transport of material, exchange of material, okay, plays an important role in regulating the exchange of material between the body and the external environment, and also between the different parts of the body is there. So permeability of these cells is a very crucial part. So different epithelia shows different structures that correlates with their unique function. So depending upon their function, this epithelium tissues are also classified. Let's see them one by one. Okay, the first one is the simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium, which is squama means what? Scale of skin. Right, the scale of skin, that is squama. Simple squamous epithelial cells are extremely thin. See this, they are extremely thin, flat, and form a delicate lining. A delicate lining is being formed. Okay, for example, what you see is that in cells leaving blood vessels or lung alveoli, right, where transportation of substance occurs through a selectively permeable surface is there. Okay, there is a simple flat kind of epithelium. The esophagus and the lining of the mouth are also covered with squamous epithelium. So these are also covered with squamous epithelium. Now let's see the next one, that is the stratified squamous epithelium. Now you see the skin which protects our body is also made from this squamous epithelium. We all agree to that. Now what things are different than the squamous epithelium in this? The skin epithelial cells are arranged in many layers to prevent the wear and tear. Right? Okay, as it is the outermost layer, okay, the wear and tear will happen. Since they are arranged in a pattern of layers, it's arranged in a pattern of layer, it has been arranged. Right? Okay, the epithelium is called as stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, the only thing is that these are the squamous cells, but they are arranged in a particular layer. Okay, that's the reason it is stratified squamous epithelium. Now let's see the another type, which is the columnar epithelium. Okay, columnar, the simple meaning of columnar is nothing but pillar like. Okay, pillar like is there. See this. Okay, big pillar like cells are there. Okay, see this, pillar like cells are there. These are the tall epithelial cells, okay, which allows the movement, okay, of the material on them, right? Whether it is absorption or secretion, okay, which occurs in the inner lining of the intestine, right, are present across the epithelial barrier. Okay, so in the intestine, you will see this columnar epithelium is present. Mainly the absorption and the secretion parts are there involved in that. If you see in the respiratory tract, the columnar epithelium tissues also has what? It has got cilia. Okay, cilia means what? It is a hair-like structures are there. These are the cilia. Okay, hair-like projection are there which are called as cilia. What is the use of that? Okay, outer surface of this epithelial cells, this cilia are present. This cilia can move, it can show the movement, right? And this movement pushes the mucus forward to clear it. So whatever mucus is formed in the respiratory tract, it is cleared by the movement of cilia. This type of epithelium is therefore called as ciliated columnar epithelium, right? So in columnar epithelium also, what we have seen, columnar are present in the intestine, in the digestive system as such, right, where absorption and secretion is there. And in the respiratory tract, what we see is that we have got cilia, hair like structure is there, okay, which facilitate the movements of mucus, right, it clears the mucus. Now let's see what we understand by cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal, basically the word itself, it tells us cuboidal is nothing but it is a cube like, okay, it is a cube like, right, cube like cells are there, forms the lining of kidney tubules and the ducts of salivary glands, right, okay, where it provides mechanical support. So mechanical support is being imparted by the cuboidal cell. Epithelial cells often acquire additional specialization as the gland cells, right. So sometimes what happens, this epithelial cells, okay, they have got the additional responsibility, okay, of secretion. So they have got the specialization called as gland cells, which can secrete substance at the epithelial surface. So at the epithelial surface, this secretions are given out, right. So sometimes a portion of epithelial tissues folds inwards, okay, folds inwards, it folds inwards, and a multicellular gland is formed. Therefore, it is known as glandular epithelium. Okay. So student, today what we have seen animal tissues, we have seen different type of tissues, right? Basically, we have seen types of epithelial or epithelium tissues. Okay. So I hope you have understood today's topic. Kindly like, share and subscribe my channel Kishore Sir Ki Pathshala for more information.